Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis, and I'm pleased to bring you the fifth and final installment of our coverage of the 21st Annual St. Louis Pagan Picnic. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Belladonna LaVeau, the Archpriestess of the ATC, that's the Aquarian Tabernacle Church, and the Dean of Woolston Steen Theological Seminary, otherwise known as WiccanSeminary.edu.
Very cool.
My name is Dusty Dionne. I am the Dean of Marketing at Woolston Steen Theological Seminary. I'm a third degree in the Aquarian Tabernacle Church and Lady Belladonna LaVeau's working partner.
And hi, I'm Alfred Willowhawk. I am a third degree. I'm the co-founder of the Whiteraven Metaphysical Church in West Plains, Missouri, ATC. I'm also the Dean of Faculty and a professor at Woolston Steen Theological Seminary.
Belladonna, how did you become Archpriestess?
Well, from Pete being my mentor. I met Pete almost a decade ago. He sent me an email that said, "You sound a lot like us. Why don't you call us and let's see if we have some things in common." He had a seminary at the time, Woolston Steen, and I was running Wise Seminary, and he was looking for somebody who had the time and energy to put forth and the calling to put forth into a seminary, because it's a lot of work, and you might want to have a seminary, but there's just way much more into it than that. So he said, "You seem to be doing this, call me." And we started talking, and 5 hours later I was in love with this man, like platonically, but you know what I mean. And so he invited me to come out and meet him, and we were just it's just a lot of it fun talking to him. And then I just started calling him every time I had a problem, and the next thing you know, he was my teacher and mentor, and we were very close. And I just made it a point to call him once a week, because Dusty said, "You should call him, he loves you and you never want to bother him," because I didn't want to bother him because I thought he was too busy. But I pushed past that, and so then he decided to give me the running of his seminary, and we merged Woolston Steen with Wise Seminary, and it's been, screaming through my life ever since then. And so after making Woolston Steen a successful institution and working with me for a while, he decided that I had the qualities that he was looking for to be his successor. I was very humbled to know. And I became Archpriestess last year at Spring Mysteries, which is Easter weekend every year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was an amazing experience.
Would you like to talk a little bit more about what the seminary offers?
Sure, I would love to. I could talk about the seminary all day, can't we, Alfred?
Yes, we can.
Alfred and I could just go on and on about the seminary.
Please do.
So WiccanSeminary.edu is a legal college degree granting institution recognized by the state of Washington to offer degrees in Wiccan ministry from associates to doctorate. The reason that we started the school was to create the opportunity for us to get ministers, chaplains into the military, prisons, hospitals, all of those kinds of things, to where we could be recognized as legal clergy with peers of other religions.
And somehow Pete got a .edu website from the government before they stopped handing them out to folks. So
Pete can usually do those things.
Yes, he can.
He's a legal wizard.
He really is.
Pete's magic is in the legal arena. So we focus on associates is mostly about learning Wicca, and bachelor's is about ministering, master's is about finding your specialty as a minister, and doctorate is about running your ministry. It's more about legalities and accounting and all that. So it tiers and grows you as a minister and clergy as you move up through the ranks. But it's online, and we have some amazing platforms. We use Second Life, which is a virtual reality, and it is full immersion and a lot of fun. And we build castles and temples and shrines and all kinds of places to worship and appreciate the goddess. And we have everything we could possibly need to bridge the distances between our students and have full immersion learning. We love it.
We're also non-tradition specific. So if you graduate from Woolston Steen Theological Seminary, what you will have is a base to build your ministry on, not our ministry, which you will then have to change to fit what you believe in, because we're not trying to teach you what to do when you're worshiping the sun and the moon as they run through the sky. We're teaching you why you're doing it.
And,
very good.
And we have individuals that are from very different backgrounds. So the truth is, it is a very, very eclectic in that fashion. We have Celts, we have people that are following Greek pantheon, which is the ATC pantheon, but we have Hindus, we have all kinds of individuals that are following their pantheon, and we support them completely. We're also working to actually get national accreditation for our master's and doctoral program.
Very good.
And so we're really doing well. I will tell you a small story. I met Belladonna LaVeau a month after she became High Priestess, Archpriestess, and at Southern Delta Church of Wicca's May Day celebration, and she told me, you ought to be teaching at our seminary. And I said, well, okay, I'll check it out. And then 2 weeks later, I was in a Friday night ritual in World, and in the middle of that, other members of my own church turned around and were saying, we've been talking to you for 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, leave me alone, I'm in ritual. And I realized that the tween space that we work in, it's exactly the same as if you're working in a physical reality. Your eyes don't know the difference. And I was sold on Second Life. I was sold on Woolston Steen. I called Bella up immediately after Friday Night Ritual, and she said, what's wrong? And nothing, I just got out of my first Friday Night Ritual, and it was the best experience I had other than my own church in forever. And so that it seems daunting at first to people when we say, oh, well, Second Life, that's a gaming platform. Well, it's not. When you come into Sacred Cauldron, which is our area in Second Life, you will find the grounds, the temples, people that are there to help you, student ambassadors walking around, greeters. Those of us that are professors, we all do some service time additionally in the SEM as well to be able to speak with you. One of the things that I do is that I actually am the attendant for the God Shrine, and I have a whole lot of fun. It's amazing being able to pull Apollo and pull Kerninos and then pull Pan and then pull something else and say, oh, you know what? Okay, that's enough for this season. Let's delete everything and start again. It's just absolutely wonderful platform. Woolston Steen is an amazing institution, and everything that we do there is just all about bringing Wicca into the 21st century.
Very good. Now, if people would like to learn more about your organizations, where would they go?
WiccanSeminary.edu
and aquatabch.org.
AquarianTabernacleChurch.org. You can get there from there as well.
Very good.
You can also find us on ATC Wicca on Twitter. We also have a Woolston Steen Theological Seminary Twitter page, and we have multiple Facebook pages and groups. Yeah. You can find us all over social media.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful talking to you.
It's been a great pleasure to spend more time with you, Don.
And we hope to see y'all in the circle.
My name is Raymond Edge, and I'm from Montgomery City. And after I retired, I decided to write archaeological fiction based on Mississippi River sites. The first is the Flight of the Piasa, describing how that particular artifact came into being. Second is Witches of Cahokia, and the third is Last Witch of Cahokia.
And can you tell us a little bit about what the books are?
Sure. This one, The Witches of Cahokia, outside of the mounds, they find a grave, and SIUE, the university, sends in a team. And when they open it up, they find 36 graves, and they're all women. So it's a female burying ground over a 1,000-year period. And as they open up that site, you get two stories. You get the story of the archaeologist, which then tells the story of an ancient line of shamanic women who stood at the foundation of Cahokia. And they're really pretty marvelous in terms of the villains are vile, the women are magnificent. At the very end of this, the university is sued by the Illini Confederation for the immediate repatriation and reburial of their ancestors. So that's where this book begins, and it begins in Alton Cemetery, where at 2 o'clock in the morning, someone is digging up Elijah Parrish Lovejoy and holding his bones for ransom for the reburial of the women. And these are factions. Whenever the archaeologists are talking archaeology, that will all be true facts. And then there's a fictionalized story that carries it forward.
Very cool. How did you come to write these?
I did textbooks before I retired. Healthcare ethics and law. And then after I retired, I thought, you know what, I'd like to do some fiction. And these are just marvelous sites. The Cahokia in 1100 was a Native American centrally planned city bigger than London, England. It actually extended out for 50 miles with the mounds and temples lined up. So it's a centrally planned city, and that's not what we generally think of Native Americans. If they hadn't disappeared, our whole view of what Native Americans were in North America would be different.
Yes, indeed.
And so they were just fun things to think about, and there's certainly a book in all of them.
So if people would like to buy your books, where would they go?
Read out books. You can get a signed copy there. Then they're on Amazon and in some bookstores.
Very good. And you're here at the picnic again this year. You were here last year. Do you plan to come here regularly?
I think so. This is a fun picnic and very nice people. Actually, I really kind of enjoy the energy that the Pagan Picnic has. It's a nice thing to say.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Eric Montgomery. I'm the local president of St. Louis Pagan Pride Incorporated.
I'm Lucien Storm. I'm the vice president.
And can you tell us a little bit about the event?
The event is on September 28th. It's on the grounds of the Muni Theater in Forest Park. We will be getting together, celebrating the autumn season as pagans in a public setting to promote awareness, activism, as well as to dispel any biases or misinformation the normal community may have about pagans in the community. Also, to tell people it's like, hey, we're regular people. We are one of you, we're your neighbors, we're your friends, we are business owners, we are different occupations, but we're like everybody else, we just have different beliefs.
Very cool. What kind of things will be going on Pagan Pride Day?
We will have a... why don't you...
I was going to say it's going to be very similar to Pagan Picnic, in that we'll have booths and things, but it's more geared towards education and information. So there'll be a few more informational booths rather than vending, but there will be vending there and food and things like that, as well as entertainment. Trying to have a lot of local performers come out and. Whether it's a band or belly dancer or whatever.
We actually do have a local acrobat already signed up. Phoenix Ring, a very well-known circus acrobat who is becoming very popular in the performance scene here in St. Louis. We will also have an opening and closing public ritual, a food donation. We will be focusing on pet food this year as donations.
But we'll accept human food as well.
Exactly.
Very good.
There will be workshops. I think the one workshop that we have confirmed so far is about the psychic history of St. Louis.
Ooh.
So,
very good.
But we are looking for more vendors, anybody else who'd be willing to lead a workshop.
And all the donations go to local charities. We're actually going to try to get the pet food donations out around to no-kill shelters that are not necessarily part of the larger networks.
Very cool. So if people would like to learn more about the event and where to go, where would they go?
they can go to the website, www.stlewispaganpride.org.
Very good.
Or go to our Facebook page, which would be St. Louis Pagan Pride.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And if you're watching this and you're in St. Louis, come out to St. Louis Pagan Pride in September.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope that you've enjoyed our coverage of the 21st Annual St. Louis Pagan Picnic. It's been our pleasure to bring it to you, and until next time, may you blessed be.